I come from a Haitian household, baby. Apartment for what? Privacy for what, bitch? Growing up, I couldn't even close my door. I'll never forget, like, closing my door one time and my mama kung fu that shit right the fuck open. Why is that door closed? Sagela. Pourquoi ça porte la ferme là? Ouvrez porte là. During Black Women's, I'm not one of your little friends. I'm about to really give you something to cry about, Black Mama Month. Before I continue this video, y'all, I have to talk to you guys about Green Chef. Y'all know I've been on my healthy kick lately. I've been looking for really, really good companies like Green Chef, and my Green Chef box is here, so let's get into it. Green Chef is a CCOF certified organic meal kit company that helps you cook clean, delicious dinners week after week with the step-by-step recipes and pre-measured premium ingredients that save you time. Green Chef is changing the meal kit subscription game with options for every lifestyle, including keto and paleo, vegan, vegetarian, fast and fit, Mediterranean, and gluten-free. You see, with Green Chef, you get flavorful food, all right? And you get organic produce and premium protein so that you feel great about what you're eating and how it's getting to your table. And also, you can expect elevated fare of a consistent, top-notch quality featuring premium ingredients and sustainably sourced produce. Very, very, very important. My favorite thing about Green Chef is you can customize your weekly order to satisfy your cravings by mixing and matching the meals to fit whatever your dietary preferences are. Also, you get breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but the stuff that I order was mostly for dinner. You know, I'm always on the go, so breakfast time, I just get whatever on the go, but for dinner and lunch, when I get home, I do like to make my own meals. I really like the fact that with Green Chef, it just makes cooking easy. You spend less time stressing about what you're gonna eat, where you're gonna get it from, and just more time into enjoying a delicious meal, and it's home cooked, and it only takes about 25 minutes. The meal that you guys are watching me make is the seared shrimp and shiitake salad. I hope I'm saying that right. Shiitake salad. Obviously, it comes with all these ingredients like mushrooms, scallion, garlic, lettuce, shrimp, concentrate stock, red beets, cabbage and carrots, ginger lime vinaigrette, spicy ginger lime aioli, toasted sesame oil, black and white sesame seeds. And, you know, I'm putting everything like out of order, but, you know, this is how I like to make my food. Now, the moment of truth. Let's see if Green Chef is bringing the food. Let's see if they bringing the taste. Okay, y'all, moment of truth. Now, my salad is not as pretty, you know, as the pictures, but I mean, it's cute or whatever. Let's see if the taste is good. Now, wait a damn minute now. Yeah, this is it, y'all. It's good. It's really good. Now, y'all know your sister is always gonna hook y'all up with a discount code. You can use my code JessieWoo60 to get 60% off plus free shipping on your first Green Chef box, all right? All the info is in my description box. Make sure that you check it out and tell Green Chef that your sister sent you. Good morning, y'all. I haven't done a vlog in a minute. I said, you know what? For this review, I'm gonna make it vlog style. Kind of show you guys a day in a life, all right? Did I tell you I got a car? I got a Tessie! Not Jessie in a Tessie! Not Jessie in a Tessie! Okay, so today's gonna be a long ass day. So right now it's 10:08. I have to be at work. We start filming at 11. I'm going to Dish Nation first. We start filming at 11, but I'm really supposed to be there by 10:30. But because I do my hair and makeup and stuff, they kind of let me slide. So I'm going to go get an almond milk, Captain Crunch frappe, something like that from Starbucks. I love it. Then I'm going to go charge my car really, really quickly. And then while I'm charging my car, we'll go ahead and talk about The Young, Rich, and African Child, because I love that show. Oh, I didn't even say welcome back to my channel. For those of you guys who are new here, thank you so much. I'm your sister, Jessie Woo. And a couple things. I have a song called KOUPÉ. Make sure that you go listen to it. It is bomb as hell. It's out on all streaming platforms. The video is coming soon. It's actually being edited right now. And I have a whole lot of new music coming out too. So I'm just kind of winding myself up to really get back into the groove of things. But yeah, let's go ahead and get this day started, child. Okay, so got my crap. Got my Captain Crunch frap. But after Dish Nation, I have to go film Wild 'N Out, and I forgot my clothes at home. So, 10:24. As long as I can make it to Dish by like 10:50, I should be fine. So I'm gonna run back home and get my suitcase with those clothes. I need that so I can go to work. After work, I'm gonna go charge my car, and then head on over to Covington to film Wild 'N Out. Okay, I got my luggage for the day. I think I'm gonna still make it to work on time. It's working for me. All things are working for my good. It's working for me. Yeah. Yes, God. Okay, it is 10:53, child. Looks like I'll be getting to work by 10:56. Ooh, Jesus, Lord have mercy. So I'll be parking probably by 10:58. Be in the studio by 11, child. This is ghetto. But child, I had to get my Captain Crunch frap, child. And I had to go back home and get the damn luggage. So anyway, let's go ahead and get into work.
In hibernation mode.
Okay, y'all, I made it to work on time. Here's everyone. We're about to film.
Yeah.
Not a good
episodes.
It was hard to watch. I was like, oh, and she sounded so good.
Oh,
You look like you're about to start.
the Derrick Jackson shit.
No, but that too. Are we talking about that today?
Leandria. Who?
Oh my God, that was so fucked up. Somebody leaked that. She forgot. Yeah, she kept forgetting Fantasia's. Yeah. Yeah. Baby, Derrick Jackson gonna have to turn them comments off, baby. You are done. His wife is talking on that Dear Wifey podcast. Derrick Jackson.
She said she knows other women's bodies better than hers.
Whew, Jesus.
Because she's so insecure about the women he cheated on.
Lord have mercy.
To watch their pages and watch.
Yes.
And watch them having sex with him on his phone.
Yes.
What? Yeah, she
Yes.
said she used to study what they were doing together, so she could do it to him.
Yep.
Trav, say hi to my vlog. Good, that's Mr. T right there. You know, he be making sure shit be shaking. Okay, shit don't shake if Trevor don't make it shake. You heard me?
This all right. Is the name of the song, Relationship Code.
All right, child. Ooh, Lord. All right, let me get to work.
When are you thinking about whipping that NDA out? You know what I'm saying? Are things getting hot and heavy and you're like, by the way, I need you to sign this paperwork before we go any further? Like, when is this happening?
Well, he must have had his spot blown before. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I mean,
Where, like, he's trying to protect himself.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been in a situation where I felt like I should have signed an NDA.
Really?
Yes.
With who? Talkative ass, don't you say it.
Who were you with?
I'm not gonna
you
say it,
tell?
but I feel like he should have gave me an NDA.
Really?
Why,
If I ever
told many after?
No,
What?
but I
Yeah.
just like if I
You
ever
ever
talk
told
about
what he
it.
did?
Yeah, I mean, now would be the time, Jesse.
Now would be the time.
Right
to
here on
dish.
Dish Nation.
Right.
Listen, no one else is listening,
Draw
just
that
us.
person and let the audience figure out who it
Yeah.
was.
Oh no, they would figure it out ASAP.
And I
That's what's
already
crazy.
know he like bananas.
Oh.
What?
He wanted you to do something to his bottom.
What?
Yeah.
Jesse,
That's what most of them be like, please don't tell.
You out here getting your Peggy Bundy on?
hey, no, I did not say all that. I'm just saying.
I
he
figured
should have
Jesse
been.
wore the pants in the
That's the only
relationship.
thing
and I
men be
didn't know
scared
that.
of. They don't want nobody to know that.
They don't.
I
They
know.
don't. But you know what? One day I will have a memoir, and I will definitely.
Really? Uncle Herman writing.
Oh, I will definitely be dishing out on that.
Yeah, my memoir and more and more.
And them.
And them.
them.
Whew, okay, y'all. So it's 12:57. I am supposed to be at Wild 'N Out. Damn, I can't even tell y'all because I don't have no service down here. Wow. 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 I am currently at a Tesla supercharger. Arrival time is supposed to be 1:30, so shoot, I got 25 minutes of charging. So I'm gonna be out here by like 1:30. So I'm gonna be there literally like by the skin of my teeth. I'm gonna get there. So anyway, y'all, I have 25 minutes left of charging my car. So I guess, you know what? I could spend this time with y'all reviewing the first season of Young, Rich, and African. I know y'all are used to my reviews being a little better than this, but you know what? I mean, you know, it's giving vloggy vibes. So you know what? Let's just go ahead and get to it. Let's just go ahead and get to it. I can still get the job done. I can still get the job done from my car and all. So we're gonna turn my car into my studio. Okay, so make some noise, audience, if you're ready for a first season recap of Young, Rich, and African. all right, okay, that's right. Y'all heard them claps. Y'all heard them claps. Okay, so for Young, Rich, African season 1, I'm just gonna talk about just the cast in general, not really episodic, but just like who they were and what I felt like they brought to the table, right? So first off, I want to say this before I talk about the cast. It was amazing to me to see this cast, right? These are Africans, they are affluent, they have money, they're in the motherland, they're in Africa, and although you guys know I'm not an African, I am Haitian, but growing up, I always felt like I had the most African-ass Haitian mother because I grew up watching African movies. My mother grew up wearing African clothing. Like that's what growing up, I always saw her embrace African culture. And to me, I just was always an African that spoke Creole. You know, a lot of Haitians were very much in tune with our African ancestry. You know, there's a lot of similarities between Caribbean culture and African culture, you know. So I just was, it was amazing for me to see this. And especially, again, although I'm not African, you know, growing up as an immigrant in this country, and being told that I was poor, that, you know, I mean, I'd get called an African booty scratcher even though I wasn't African. You know, there were a lot of jokes that kids made that hurt me as a kid, you know, being from Haiti, or my family being from Haiti. And so growing up, most of my friends were Haitian, Jamaican, African, like Caribbean and African. Like growing up, that's what it was. You know, diasporic friends for me were my safe haven. Because unfortunately, as a child, I did, you know, face a lot of xenophobia. So, you know, these last couple years, I've just watched the culture shift, especially within the last like five years, especially. I've seen a huge shift with the culture and pop culture embracing African-centric things. And it's just a beautiful thing to see. So just the fact that this show even existed to me was amazing. Now, skin bleaching. I really want to address skin bleaching. Boss lady, you weren't born light skinned, okay? I can tell that by the tint of your hands and your arms. Connie definitely was not born light skinned. The skin bleaching has got to stop. Like, y'all, skin bleaching really has our African brothers and sisters and our Caribbean brothers and sisters in a chokehold. I'll never forget being younger, and I had an aunt of mine who is deceased now, bless her soul, but when I was younger, she told me that, Jess, you know, you would look prettier if you were light-skinned. And, you know, around that time, I think I was like 13, going on 14, I was starting high school, and I had a crush on this guy named Vince. And Vince literally was darker than me. And he told me, you know, Jess, you're pretty, but dark skin is not in right now. You know, and, you know, these are some of the... Mind you, this motherfucker was blacker than my motherfucking Tesla wheel. I mean, he was blacker than the interior of my car. You know what I mean? And he had the nerve to say that to me. And those kind of comments, they just really stick with you, because even at my big age, I can still remember that moment. I can still remember the guy's name. I can still remember how he looked at me when he said it. And then, you know, watching family members, you know, skin bleach. My mom had a best friend who was, again, darker than the interior of my car. And nowadays she's yellow, like she's like high yellow, you know, and she even gave me bleaching products. And so I found myself starting to skin bleach. And what made me, two reasons made me stop doing it. Number one, it hurts. Like skin bleaching, I don't think people talk about the pain of it. It actually hurts. It burns. And when you get out into the sun, like you could literally like be bleaching your skin, right? And you're light skinned, right? Like I go from, you know, Kelly Rowland to fucking, you know, Beyonce in about 4 to 10 business days, right? And then I go and I have one day out in the sun and I'm back to Kelly Rowland. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm back to Lupita. You know what I mean? Like, and so the upkeep of it, the pain of it, and also the fact that it's really hard. You have to be very meticulous and intentional about evening out your entire complexion. Cause see, you could be light skinned in the face, but baby, here is gonna tell on you. Your knuckles gonna tell on you. Your elbows gonna tell on you. Your knees gonna tell on your underarm. Like there's places on your body like that you have to put extra effort into. And so, bitch, my ancestor did not free me from slavery for me to go ahead and sign up for more slavery. Okay, and skin bleaching was a lot of slavery. And I think ultimately too, I feel like I just was like, honestly, this is just not worth it. I don't know if it was me just embracing my dark skin, but I was just like, this is too much. So I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna make do with what I got. I'm gonna do the best with what I got. Okay. So anyway, watching these girls who just are naturally not light skinned, y'all look a mess. You guys look a mess. Y'all look like y'all are wearing, you know, embalmment shade number 5. Like it's just, y'all look horrible. It looks horrible. It does not look good. The makeup doesn't sit, like especially with Connie, the makeup does not sit well on your face because it is not your true skin color. You look a mess. You look a mess. Also the wigs, oh my gosh, like the wigs were horrible. My God, the wigs were bad. Like, and here's my thing with these shows. Production is part of the problem, because y'all know damn well y'all are watching this and y'all are seeing like wigs lifting. There was a scene even with Connie, I think they were at a dinner and her whole wig was freaking lifting and nobody said anything to her. Like it just was shit like that while I was watching it. You know, maybe everybody might not notice it, but things like that I'm gonna notice off the rip. I don't know why. That's just the way I am. But all those things aside, the season 1 was great. I felt like season 1 was too damn short. 7 episodes. What the fuck? I felt like Netflix was like, you know what? We're going to make a pilot season and see how it goes. And then if it's accepted, if it's received well, then we'll go ahead and we'll move on to it. Because it did feel sort of like pilot-y to me. But I'm like, well, damn, like it's just given, it's too short. It was too short. So anyway, let's go ahead and let's get into the cast. DJ Naked and his girlfriend. Don't care. I just felt like their storyline was just whack to me. I didn't really care. I didn't feel invested. You know, their whole plot was they're going through therapy. DJ Naked is significantly older than his girlfriend. You know, she is trying to make things work with this man who's constantly surrounded by other women, and it seems like he doesn't care about her input when it comes to him being seemingly inappropriate with women. I don't know, I just felt like their storyline didn't really have any meat or bones to it. I think DJ Naked, like being part of the friend group was cool, like his interactions were cool, but I just really didn't give a fuck about his storyline. Let me know what you thought about DJ Naked's storyline. I just didn't really care about his storyline at all. I wasn't moved. Nadia Nakay, I really liked her. I felt like we didn't really get into deep with her. I know that she's a rapper. I follow her on Instagram. I've been following her for years. Love her. I think she just brings a young, fresh, neutral vibe to that's what she brought to the storyline of the show. Around the time of filming, she was in a relationship with Vic Mensa. I think that's his name, Vic Mensa. We didn't really see much of him because I think he lives stateside, or does he live in another country? I can't remember what country he lives in. But she said that she was of where, I think Zimbabwe. So she's a first generation South African. Her parents are from Zimbabwe. You know, it was funny hearing that, because I'm so used to hearing like first generation American, you know, and it kind of brought into perspective again to me that, you know, Africa is a continent. Like it's a continent. There are so many African countries, and so, you know, you going from one country to another country, you know, it kind of has that whole immigration feel to it. I don't know logistically how that works in Africa, but, you know, it just was interesting to hear her perspective on that, being first generation South African. Again, she was in a relationship with Vic Mensa. She's a rapper. Now, when she joined, it looked like the group was trying to push her up on Diamond Platinum. So Diamond Platinum's, he's a big rapper as well. So it looked like there was something going on between them. They went out on one date. It was cool, you know, and he was just saying, you know, I'm there to hunt. I love to hunt. I am a hunter. So he wanted to hunt. He wanted to hunt Nadia. But that didn't really go really far because she was in a relationship, and also you had Diamond, who is not in a relationship with his baby mama Zari, but it kind of felt like there was something going on there still. But anyway, so Nadia, for the most part, she was not in much drama. I did feel like it was kind of weird though when she met Zari, Diamond's baby mama. It kind of felt like she had a little bit of energy for her, and I didn't understand that because she didn't want to be with Diamonds because she was in a relationship. So I didn't understand that dynamic there. But also, too, it felt like maybe she felt like, damn, Zari's a whole lot of woman. Like, initially, I feel like everybody has this issue with Zari, that she's the boss lady. Apparently, like, she's a billionaire. She had, you know, 3 kids from a previous relationship or marriage. Then she has 2 kids with Diamond. But like everybody has this great like reverence for her. I didn't really understand the reverence other than her having money. But whenever she comes into the picture, it seems like, ooh, like everybody kind of bow down, or there's like a power struggle between her and some of the other ladies. But anyway, so let's move on to Connie. So Connie is someone who was a sugar baby years ago. She had a child with a billionaire, an African billionaire, who was, I think, like 20 years her senior, and she's known to be a sugar baby, a girl, a gold digger, you know, who's actually digging for gold. She, you know, she was with a billionaire. See, when I watch these type of shows and the girlies are getting with billionaires and they're being called gold diggers, see, that makes sense, because these girls are getting near gold. You other niggas who be bartenders, you know what I'm saying, bank tellers, talking about, oh, you don't want to be with certain women because they're gold diggers. Baby, you ain't got no gold. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got no gold, all right? You ain't got no cranium. You ain't got no titanium. You ain't got no aluminum. You ain't got nothing. It's nothing. It's no digging happening. You ain't even got a backyard, so I can't dig shit. You ain't got a front yard. I can't dig shit. So, you know, and she kind of owned up to, you know, the gold digger vibes. But anyway, Connie's role in the friendship group is, you know, she's kind of like that girl that brings everybody together. We see her start out the season with a dinner, and at this dinner we see Annie come. So Annie, I kind of felt a way about them not really breaking down Annie's history. I know Annie's face from a lot of Nollywood movies. I've watched a lot of Nigerian movies, African movies, so I've seen her face before. But anyway, you know, Annie comes, the whole friend group comes, and her and Annie kind of butt heads. So I don't remember how the conversation of parenting comes up, but Connie discloses that she has a 15-year-old daughter, and that her daughter has a separate apartment from hers where she lives by herself. And, you know, so the friend group is like judging her. Women and women at the table, they're like, why do you have your daughter in another apartment? And she's like, listen, like, I am the mother that I always wished I had. My daughter has free range. She could do whatever she'd like. I'm not here to keep her imprisonated. Imprisonated? Is it imprisonated? Imprisoned, whatever. She's not here to shackle her up. Shackles on my feet so I can dance. She getting her Mary on. She taking the shackles off her daughter. So everybody's judging her, as they should, because even I was like, ma'am, you know, I come from a Haitian household, baby. Apartment for what? Privacy for what, bitch? Growing up, I couldn't even close my door. I'll never forget, like, closing my door one time, and my mama kung fu that shit right the fuck open. Why is that door closed? Sagela. Pourquoi ça porte la fermée là? Ouvrez porte là. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't we wasn't closing doors in Miss Woo's home, okay? So that shit was kind of weird. And then she was saying how, you know, I am not a kangaroo. I do not have a kangaroo pouch. Like, she's so dramatic. She's so dramatic, but I love it. But anyway, you know, so they was judging her about it. So, and especially Annie was like, man, like, I have 2 daughters. I could not imagine, like, letting my daughters live on their own, you know, without parental supervision. That's just not it. That's not how I was raised. And so her and Annie kind of butt heads. And so later on at the same dinner party, we see Annie go off to the side with this guy named Andile. So she's talking to Andile, and her and Andile obviously, or apparently, have a long-standing relationship. And so Andile is asking her about, you know, what's going on with her and Chubaba. Chubaba is Annie's husband. You know, and Annie goes on to let us know how she's been with Chubaba since she was a teenager. Chubaba is a huge African artist now, but she was with him before he was Chubaba. She was with him when his name was just Innocent. And so, you know, she breaks down a little bit to Andile, and she says, you know, things have been very hard between me and Chubaba. You know, Chubaba has had, you know, I think she said he's had 3 kids on her. So outside of their, let me hold on. Let me check my notes really quickly. Hold on, because did she say? Okay, so she said that Chubaba has had 5 kids outside of their marriage, and how she explained it was that her first child with Chubaba was his 5th. So that was the math. That her first child with her husband, who she's been with in a serious relationship with since she was a teenager, was his 5th child. So before they got married, he had 4 children. She's breaking down the fact that, yeah, this man had, you know, 5 kids outside of our marriage, and I've been with this man. I've known no other man in my life how I have known Innocent. I have not given this pussy to nobody since I've been with this man 20-something years. I have not bore any children for anybody other than this man since I've been with him. So, you know, she's detailing this, and then, like, Kanye overhears the conversation, and she's like, oh, now I know your weakness. See, now I understand. I understand the severity of the hostility that Annie is carrying for my situation with my daughter, who I have sleeping in another apartment that is in conjunction to my apartment. Mind you, side note, later on they revealed that Connie's daughter's apartment is right next door to hers, so that kind of gave me a little bit of relief, but still, bitch, it's kind of giving, you know, I'm trying to live my own life, so I don't want to have these men be around my daughter. And also, too, Kanye kind of detailed her relationship past, like the billionaire. He was a fugitive or something like that. He was a known criminal for a lot of fraud. And then she tells she's a self-proclaimed cougar who's with a younger man as well. So, but then the younger man too is wanted for fraud and all this stuff. But she said all these things be rumors. So, you know, she has a checkered past and present with men. So now that I look at things, I'm like, okay, maybe she wants to keep that separate from her daughter. So that's kind of what it's giving. But anyway, back to Ani. So later on this season, we see, you know, her best friend is Swanky. Swanky is a stylist, very prominent stylist, who always looks like he's in the Michael Jackson video. Is it Mia? Swanky always looks like he about to break into a, you know, I'm bad, come on. Like, he just looks like he's fresh out of the Michael Jackson Thriller video. Every time I see his ass, he looks like he about to go on tour as a Michael Jackson double. But it looks good on him. So anyway, they're best friends. You know, later on we see how Swanky helps Chubaba surprise Ani while she's in South Africa visiting her friend group. You know, Chubaba surprises her with a dinner and, you know, to tell her how much he loves her. And at the dinner, you know, he says all these things to her, like acknowledging the fact that she's stuck by him through thick and thin. And, you know, you know, her being away for the last couple days and him being with the kids, and the kids asking him for certain things. He's like, my God, like my daughters are asking me for certain things. And I'm just like, what is that? What? It's like, the kids are asking you for a bowl of cereal, nigga. Like, and you're acting like it's the most like amazing thing that your wife has been able to endure, not only you cheating on her repeatedly, but being a good mom. And it took her leaving for a couple days and you being stuck with your kids for you to realize how important she is as a mother. And like, she's crying and she's like, you know, I'm so happy that now you are acknowledging a lot of things that I thought you never noticed before. This is all like heartwarming to Ani, right? The fact that your husband is acknowledging that you've been long suffering. Like, he doesn't say things to her like, man, I just love being around you. I love your personality. I love how we're able to laugh with each other. I love the fact that you're my confidant. I love that we dream together and we've placed goals together and we've accomplished those goals together. You never hear him say anything outside of, in other words, thank you so much for taking all my shit. That's not honoring to me. That's not pleasing to me. I hate when the kindest thing they could tell you is, thank you for putting up with my bullshit. Thank you for putting up with all the times that I've embarrassed you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just whack to me. So anyway, later on in the season, they're all at a party for Diamond, and Chubaba is not there, but I guess like Zari comes in, and I think this is the first time Zari and Annie are meeting each other, and Chubaba FaceTimes Ani, and Chubaba is like, oh, the boss lady is there. I want to talk to the boss lady. I want to talk to the boss lady. But he's talking to everybody. He's asking to greet everybody. But when he asked to speak to Zari, Annie took that very personal. Like, you know, how do you know my husband? How do you know my husband? And that's like becomes a struggle between her and Zari. Zari's like, girl, I don't know your husband the way you're insinuating. You know, it becomes a thing where they just have this struggle between them throughout several episodes. But I found it very weird because there was one time where they all got together and Chubaba was there, and Zari takes Chubaba aside and she's like, yo, you know, I want to talk to you because your wife, her insecurities are coming out because she keeps questioning me about how I know you. And I've told her, like, I don't know you romantically. I never slept with you. And she even says it to Ani, you know, your insecurities are popping out. Like, I don't know you like that. You know, I don't know Chubaba like that. I never slept with him. I thought that was fucking weird. Like, girl, calling that lady insecure in front of her husband, I agree 1000% with Annie that that's something that she could have said to Annie separate. You didn't have to say that in front of Chubaba. I thought that was weird. But what I also found weird too is how Annie was like, you know, you are not his spec. You are not even his spec. You are not his type. You know, Chubaba likes dark-skinned woman. First of all, girl, cheaters don't have a spec. Okay? Cheaters don't have a spec. I'll never forget being in 6th grade and this white boy named Michael told me, he said, Jessie, pussy ain't got no face. I was 11 at the time. I will never forget this white man. This white man named Michael. He had a very rich last name too. Something like Broomstein or Rumpstein or something like that. He was Jewish. And he said, girl, pussy ain't got no face. And I've never forgotten that. Because here's the thing, right? I've always realized this from observation. What your man tells you not to be worried about, the kind of women your man tells you are not his type and you don't need to worry about them women, are the exact women you need to worry about. And if we really being honest, Zari is definitely dark skinned. She is not a real light skinned woman. That is all skin bleach. Okay. As long as a woman has a vagina, she is a man's type. Okay. Men will stick their dick in any holes. Baby, you put a hole in a wall, that man is gonna stick his dick in it. So I felt like she felt, oh, you are not a speck. You are not a speck. Girl, shut that shit up. Your man has been gallivanting around all of Africa. Just collecting pussy, collecting wombs like infinity stones, baby. Okay, so shut that shit up. You need to have more heat for your man, okay? So anyway, Zari Andile, who is good friends with Diamonds, starts making advances towards Zari throughout the season, which was very, very weird. And so anyway, going forward, later on in the season, we see Ani get remarried to Chubaba. He proposed to her during that dinner where he told her, thank you so much for being long-suffering. They get remarried. She didn't invite Zari. Zari was at home with her kids. Diamond has been gone for most of the season. He flies back to surprise her. He was supposed to go to the wedding, but he didn't make the wedding in time. So while he's upstairs putting his kids to bed, Andile leaves the wedding, calls Zari, tells her that he misses her, pops up at her house, and lo and behold, and lo, he didn't know that the man of the house, Diamonds, was in there. And so that's kind of how the season leaves off, is Diamond and Andile both at Zari's house. Diamond is wondering why one of his best friends is at his baby mama house trying to see her late night, and Andile is trying to figure out why Diamonds is here, because they not supposed to be in a relationship like that. It just was fucking weird. It was fucking weird. Side note, Andile gives me very big dick energy. Is it me? Maybe it's too hot in Atlanta, but I think he's kind of cute. Is it me or is it not? Is that not the case? So anyway, those are my thoughts on the first season. And so now going into the next season, I am looking forward to seeing more of Swanky. I feel like Swanky was like, he was there, but he was kind of on the side. We didn't really know much about Swanky. So I look forward to seeing what's going on. What are the Africans doing? Let me know what you guys thought about season 1. And I'm going to go ahead and start watching the second season of Young, Rich, and African. Child, as soon as I stop filming these episodes for Wildin' Out, child. First of all, let me go ahead and get this, take this charger out. Oh, Lord. Okay, child. All right, honey. Well, no. I'm going to Wildin' Out. I'm part of the cast.
Oh, duh.
Yeah.
That was a stupid question.
Yeah. What do you need from me?
I'm just gonna make you. What would you be under in the system?
Jessie Woo.
Jessie Woo.
Yeah. Okay, I'm into work, y'all. It is 2:28. Glam starts at 2:30, which I'm pretty much glammed up. So what I'm gonna do is just try to get the rundown from where I'm supposed to stand. Maybe ask a couple people, you know, where I'm supposed to stand and stuff like that, and then try to get myself together, and then go from there. Alright, so driving to set. A lot of like Marvel stuff and CW stuff happens here in this particular lot. And now, yeah, well, not here. Pretty cool, pretty dope, pretty dope. Okay, so I'm in my dressing room. We're doing a like bathing suit episode. This is my bathing suit top. I'm gonna wear shorts with it. I just hate my body right now. I feel so fat.
Oh, yes.
And I know you're probably watching this like, girl, but I do feel fat. I don't know what that is. I think I have a little bit of body dysmorphia. It's just, oof. Body dysmorphia is really kicking my ass.
My song.
Look who's here.
Hey. How come you ain't text me?
I did not. You know what? No, today was crazy. I came from Dish. Yeah. I ran out of charge. It was just. I'm sorry. Good. Thank you.